You ever look at someone who's just crushing it and wonder how they do it? You know, what separates the good from the truly great? Well, it's usually not about some kind of crazy innate genius. It's actually about the systems they build for themselves. And today, we're going to dive right into those habits of high performers to really pull back the curtain on their success.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. Success isn't this one-time lightning-in-a-bottle moment. Nope. It's the result of all those small, consistent things you do day in and day out. It's really about that steady, disciplined practice. Consistency over intensity, every single time.
So, what if you could just automate your success? I mean, really think about that. That's pretty much what a habit is, right? It's a behavior that you've done so many times, it becomes automatic. You just do it. It's like you're taking willpower completely out of the equation and putting your progress on cruise control.
Okay, so this is the why behind it all. This is the magic. It's called the compound effect. And the key thing to get here is that those small, consistent actions, they don't just add up. It's not like 1 + 1 + 1. No, they multiply. They build on each other, creating this incredible momentum that leads to, well, huge results down the line.
And here's a perfect real-world example of what I'm talking about. 30 minutes of reading a day. I mean, that doesn't sound like a huge commitment, right? You could do that on your lunch break. But look at the payoff. That little habit turns into 24 books a year. 24. That is the raw power of just showing up consistently.
All right, so where do we even begin with all this? Well, all the research points to one place: inside. High performance starts with what's called the inner game. It's like before you can change the world outside, you've got to get your own personal operating system. You know, the software running in your head, humming along perfectly. So let's take a look at what that means.
It really breaks down into these three key areas: your mindset, your health, and your morning routine. Just think of these as the absolute bedrock, the foundation that all of your other success is going to be built on. They control how you think, how much energy you have, and how you set the tone for your entire day. Let's start with mindset and reflection. And look, this isn't about some vague, just think positive advice. No, this is a concrete daily practice. We're talking about a super simple 10-minute exercise at the end of your day. By listing what went well and what you can improve, you're literally training your brain to see growth, to celebrate wins, and to see failures as learning opportunities, not dead ends. Okay, next up, health and energy. And this one is so critical. I mean, you can have the most brilliant plan in the world, but if you don't have the physical and mental energy to actually do it, it's totally useless, right? High performers get this. They're obsessed not just with managing their time, but with managing their energy levels through exercise, nutrition, sleep, and even taking breaks.
And the third pillar of the inner game is the morning routine. Oh man, how you start your day sets the trajectory for everything that follows. High performers are incredibly intentional about that first hour. No grabbing the phone and scrolling. Instead, they're waking up, getting some mental clarity with meditation, moving their body, and then, and this is key, defining their top priorities, their most important tasks before the chaos of the day begins.
All right, so we've built that solid inner foundation. We've got our personal operating system running smoothly. Now it's time to take all that potential and turn it into real-world action. This is what we call the outer game. It's all about execution and focus, how you point all that energy at the things that are actually going to move the needle. And really, this boils down to two huge habits. The first one is all about staying sharp, about constant learning. And the second is about making sure that the work you do produce is high impact and top quality.
So let's talk about daily learning. This is not just a nice to have anymore, it's an absolute necessity. The world is changing so fast. If you're not actively learning, you're falling behind. It's that simple. By carving out just 30 minutes a day to read, listen to a podcast, or learn a skill, you guarantee you're not just treading water, you're actually getting ahead of the curve.
Now this is a game changer. You've got to understand that not all work is created equal. There's shallow work, emails, meetings, busy work that makes you feel productive but doesn't really accomplish much. And then there's deep work. This is the focused, uninterrupted, brain-straining stuff that actually creates value and moves you forward. High performers are absolutely ruthless about scheduling and protecting blocks of time for deep work.
Okay, so we've got the inner game locked down. We've got the outer game in motion. But how do you keep it all going? How do you make sure this isn't just a flash in the pan? That's what this last section is about. It's the long game, the systems that hold everything together and turn a short sprint into a lifelong marathon of success. And it comes down to two main systems. One is about tracking and accountability, making sure you're actually doing what you say you're doing. The other is about leverage, using relationships to amplify your results. Let's break them down.
You've probably heard the saying, what gets measured gets managed. It is so true. A simple progress log like this one is unbelievably powerful. For one, seeing your progress written down is just a huge motivator. But even more importantly, it gives you data. You can start to see what's working, what's not, and make smart adjustments instead of just guessing.
And finally, let's talk about networking. For a lot of us, that word makes us cringe, right? But for high performers, it's not about going to events and collecting business cards. It's a system. It's about intentionally building real, genuine relationships. It's about consistently checking in, offering help, and providing value first without expecting anything in return. That's how you build a powerful network over the long haul.
Okay, wow. We have covered a ton of ground. The inner game, the outer game, the long game, the whole shebang. But look, just knowing this stuff isn't enough. Knowledge is great, but it's only potential power. The whole point here is to get you to move from just learning about this to actually doing it.
And I get it. Looking at all of this at once can feel, well, pretty overwhelming. It's a lot. But listen, you don't have to do everything at once. Nobody does. The real power isn't in trying to change everything overnight. The power is in starting with just one single thing. So, I want to leave you with this one question. Just think back on everything we've just talked about. That 10-minute reflection, the morning routine, scheduling just one block of deep work. Which single habit, if you actually did it consistently for the next 90 days, would totally transform things for you?
Whatever just popped into your head, that's it. That's your starting point. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for Monday or for the perfect time. Pick that one habit and just start there.